All right guys, today's video we are going to be working on this M6. So we're going to chop some of the ride height out of it. This is the current ride height, stock ride height, and we're going to put some H&R springs on it. So I'll do a quick walk around. That's the ride height we got. Let's see what we can do. Okay, quick status update for you guys. I'm going to show you completely what we're doing on the other side, but this is essentially the way we saw it done online and the way we did it here. So we used a spring compressor, and all we did was disconnect the sway bar. We disconnected this bracket that holds the brake line on, and kind of just unbuttoned some of these wires and stuff. And then we just used a spring compressor and we just pushed it down. So I pushed down on the rotor assembly at the same time, and then we just swung it out. And then now we'll take off this nut and take off the top of the shock, and we'll take the spring off and put our lowering springs in. But I'll show you exactly on the air side, but it's pretty simple, honestly. Okay guys, so the H&R spring you can put on, or lowering spring, whatever one you're using, you can just throw it on. You don't have to use a spring compressor to compress it. And we just threw our nut back on. Now we're gonna put this back in and reassemble it. So really, we didn't take off that much. We got 3 nuts on the top. We had to disconnect our sensor and 3 bolts down here. So I'll show you everything on the air side. Let's put this back together. We're on the driver's side, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do this. It's pretty simple. So you're gonna pop off this plastic thing. So just get yourself a tool. We'll pop this off, and then I'll show you what's up. All right, so you're gonna squeeze this, and then this will come apart. So there's 2 things you squeeze on the side here. And then you just kind of pop this up. There's no clips or anything. Just pop it off the 3 bolts from your actual shock. Okay, and then once you get to this, you're just gonna pull straight up. And that's it. So now we can move this whole thing out of our way. We'll put it off to the side, and we can get to our 3 bolts. So just before we remove those 3 nuts, we'll come down here. We're gonna take off our brake sensor wires. So we'll disconnect those, and then you're gonna see this bracket here. You're gonna take off that nut so that we can pull this off. And then this sway bar end link, it's a 16, and there's a Torx in the middle so that you can stop it from spinning. So we'll remove all that, and then I'll show you the compression of the spring. Okay guys, one other thing before I drop this down is take note of that little bump that's there, that indent. You have to line that back up when you put this back in. So just take note of it, because if you try to put this in, even though these 3 bolts, it's symmetrical, it won't go in, it won't fully seat, because that thing is gonna hit part of the strut tower. So make sure you put it in the same spot. Okay, so here's where the spring compressor comes in handy. So you guys saw I didn't take off anything down here. We're gonna put the spring compressor here. One thing that I'm doing is, it's a bit of a pain. It would be nice to flip these and have the bolt from the spring compressor down here so you get to it with a wrench, but then you would have these big long extensions up there, and it would defeat what we're trying to do. So we have them there. I pinched it on this side as well, and then we're just gonna tighten this, compress it, then we'll sneak it out past the fender, and do the same as you saw on the other side. All right, so that's it, it's out. Let's go ahead and we'll take this nut off. Make sure you don't take the spring compressor off first, and then we can swap out to new spring. Okay guys, so spring's back on. You don't need the compressor to get the whole assembly back in there. And then once you do that, again, make sure that you're conscious of that bolt there, or that's locating pin. And then we'll put this up, put our 3 bolts in. And once we suck everything up, then we can reattach our sway bar and that bolt that we took out, and reattach everything. And we'll plug it back in. Okay, now we'll just put our bracket back on. And let's put everything back together here, and then we can move on to the back. Okay guys, everything's in. Sway bar is tight. That bolt with the bracket is tight on the back. Let's go ahead and put the wheel back on and move to the back. Okay guys, so back wheel is off, and luckily since this car is convertible, here is where we access this. So we just kind of went halfway through opening up the top, and then same deal, we got this rubber boot, and then our 13 mil bolts are underneath it. So let's get to work. Under here, it looks like we might get lucky. It might just be this one bolt that holds this on, and then we can take it out. So let's get some wrenches and get this thing off. So it's an 18 mil bolt, and I'm just taking it off with the wrench. So let's take this off, then we'll work up top. All right, guys, so this one has this crazy long clip on it, and we just had to pull this rubber grommet out of the body. And I guess we'll have to unattach this. Okay guys, so I just pulled on that and it came out, and I'm gonna tuck this somewhere so that it doesn't disappear into this hole on us, because I don't feel like fishing it out from wherever it came from. Okay, so now we should be able to take this off. So we'll move our rubber boot out of the way, and we'll continue. So let's take these 13 mil bolts off. So we got the shock to drop down, and then we're just trying to clear the fender liner. It looks like we should be successful and pull this thing out. Okay guys, I'm pretty much just taking the fender liner out to make the room that we need. And that makes it a world of a lot easier. Okay guys, so we have this thing on the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, compress the spring, put the lowering spring on. You guys already know how to do that. I think it's not that bad. All right, everything's back assembled. We'll go ahead and put our fender liner back in. Okay guys, we've got the front done, we've got the back done, everything's back together. Let's put it down and see how she looks now. Okay guys, we had to put some wood under it just so we can get it off the lift, but it looks a lot lower already. Let's pull it out, see how she looks. Woo. She's low now, she's low. Alright guys, so that's a wrap for today's video. If you did find this video helpful or informative, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe and turn on your bell notifications so you're notified of all the latest videos. We're always doing helpful car content, all different kinds of cars, and we'll continue to do so. So thanks for watching. See you on the next video.